Why was he only eating children? Why was he eating adults?
That's the opening line.
Dang it.
Stoplight Spoilers is coming to you, bringing you spoilers and movie reviews, with Jake and Isaiah as your hosts as they're driving home.
So this week, we saw it.
We saw it.
And we saw it with Victoria. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
It's really funny that... Hey, this is Isaiah. It's really funny when people get mics on them. Like, I know we probably both did it initially.
We did in the beginning, yeah. Now we just
It's changed. But when we have guests that haven't been on at all,
yeah.
it just totally changes them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hi guys.
Especially Nick. You should have heard Nick. He was, or like, just blah, 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 blah. And Nick's like,
Super
hi.
loud outside, right? On the
Yeah.
way to the car, super loud. Gets a hi.
So this week, we saw it. And I kind of like saying it like that just because it's funny. But we saw the movie in 2017.
It'd be fun if they had a double screening of it. That would have been fun.
Yeah. So, the headline for this one is, what was it? Why does he only eat the kids?
Yeah, why does he only eat the kids and not adults?
Yeah. What's up with that? He's,
Fear.
ageist.
Fear, so that's why.
Yeah.
Have you seen Monsters, Inc.? Same
They
idea.
do, you're right. They do feed off the fears of children and not adults. But at least in this one, it was funnier.
It was hilarious.
No, the comedy part of this movie made me laugh a lot. Like, it was really funny.
Yeah.
This could actually fall into the class of comedy horror.
Comedy horror. It had a lot of comical parts in it that weren't like run up the stairs to escape comical, like silliness. It was actual genuinely
comedy.
funny moments.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty good.
Kids being kids.
One thing I'm going to jump to it that I can just be completely without is the perverts. There's two perverts.
Yeah,
I could have done like okay, the one with the father kind of developed a character.
the pharmacy one is really strange.
That one was, but it kind of explained that the pharmacy's daughter's character a little bit, but to me it was completely unnecessary and it made me want to vomit. Like it just was disgusting, and yeah, I didn't like that. So that's my one major about the movie was that part. But anyway,
Long silence. How did you compare it to the first one? Because I haven't seen the first one.
it's been a really long time. This one, I feel, was more intense for sure. One thing is just it was so loud. Like the loud noises is what gets me more than the imagery.
How does it compare to Dunkirk?
No, it wasn't as loud as Dunkirk. So if we're comparing it against that, no, I never held my ears in this movie. I think I actually jumped more in Dunkirk than I did in this movie, in fact. Because of the sheer volume, the penetrative sound.
I am not a
ears.
horror movie watcher. Like, this is not my thing.
This is a little beyond my general scope as well. Like, when we saw Split, I enjoyed it almost completely, almost entirely.
Just the part where they start morphing, that's where I start climbing on walls.
It was just, but it was okay.
Right.
This movie, it was very intense.
It got up to the line. Like, in the first scene, I was like, yes, he's going to, like, just pull him in. I had no idea.
He bit his arm off.
No, I had no idea this thing morphs. I didn't know that. I had no premise of that.
No,
they
did good with the trailers in that sense.
Because he grew like 1,000 extra teeth and chomped his arm off in one bite.
And then drug him into the sewer.
I mean, good opening scene.
The kid should add more sense.
What did he say, Victoria? The clown? At that scene. That one part that you said you're going to say 1,000 times. No? What?
I was just playing. I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, gosh. Weak.
I'm just along for the ride.
Weak.
Waste of audio.
Oh, gosh. let's go ahead and talk about the plot. In a nutshell, there's a killer clown.
Which stemmed from a circus accident, right? A bomb blew up? Is that?
No, it was an Easter egg hunt that blew up. It was a bomb. And it was 88 children and over 100 people total dead. It was some sort of explosion during an Easter egg hunt, was what it seemed to stem from.
Right.
But I didn't really get a genuine sense of how he came to be.
No, it doesn't talk about that at all. I wonder if the book explains it.
I don't know.
It's a
I've
really
never
long
read the book.
so
Yeah, it's pretty good size. I read it, but in this one, I mean, it was pretty good. Like, production-wise, it was fantastic. And if you're afraid of clowns, you're going to really not enjoy this movie. Because it's not just clowns, but man, they were not clowning around with how many clowns. The clown room?
It's super cheesy.
It was.
Oh,
But speaking of the clown room,
wait, stop.
so everybody was scared of something. What was the big boy scared of?
Fat Boy?
Yeah.
What was his vision?
What was he scared of?
I can't remember what his vision was.
The guy with no head.
No head. But it was the Easter egg hunt thing.
Oh yeah, it was the whole thing from history, because he's the one that researched all that history so that we could hear about it as viewers. And he saw the kid's face in the book in the tree, remember? And so that kid was headless. And so I think that was a big part of why, because that kid being headless was not mine. So
I guess that made him scared when he seen it.
yeah, and
In
so
the
that's
book.
probably what it was. And so then the headless thing coming at him when the clown took over on that, which I did think it was a very interesting concept to the clown itself fed off the fears of all these different people and could morph himself into their worst nightmares.
Alright, to skip ahead,
Yeah.
he feeds off them over time. So he collects them. They're floating in his lair. They're floating down there around. I had a question about that. So all the children start lowering, but what happened?
It didn't give us any information.
So they were definitely all dead.
They were all dead, yeah.
Yeah, like Homegirl, I just don't think she was floating long enough to actually.
He
Well,
couldn't.
no,
No, he couldn't kill her
He didn't
because
have
she
any-
wasn't
She
scared.
wasn't scared. She wasn't scared.
That's the only reason why he didn't kill her. So he just made her
Gotcha.
whatever he did in a trance.
I really think almost that this dude was testing me for whatever reason. Because I mean, like, he is literally on the speed limit, nowhere close to even coming around me. It's
So you guys talk about just random stuff too on the
It
way.
does occasionally happen since it is a drive home
It'd be
podcast.
so amazing if you got pulled over just for like your tail light or something.
Yeah, like
And that whole audio was part of it.
I just think it's quite fascinating that
So-
he is legit. And
it a
I
police
never,
officer?
Yeah, I've
Oh, okay.
never had a cop ever do this. I'm doing the speed limit. I won't even go a mile over.
I think that if he was gonna pull you over or is attempting to, he would have been behind you.
Yeah, and I agree.
So,
But I just
He's
find
probably
it,
just
I find it very
cruising.
fascinating that he's going so slow.
he's just cruising.
Most cops, they generally do.
So the thing I didn't like about the whole movie was the bullies. I hate
I don't like
a
bullies
bully
either.
movie. I just wanted to punch that kid in the face.
I love Rudy. Like when they started dying, I was like, yes, the boys are dying.
I didn't like that. All the bully scenes sucked.
Yes.
But the most intense one to me was when he started carving his name into the
Right.
Yes, that
So
was crazy.
Like, and you could tell he was effed up because of his dad, but still. And speaking of dads, like, what? How crazy was it that it fed off the fears to get these kids to then commit murder?
I like how the TV.
And the TV was
incorporated.
the-
It's totally.
Oh, I remember
That
when
was
it first
so
popped
fun.
up. You were like, "What is this show? What are they like?" You were like, "What is that? What are they talking about?" Just like go play in the sewer, kids. It was funny.
I didn't notice what they were
realized
talking
what was
about.
happening. I didn't know what.
I know, but
I was like,
the
what?
responses to it were funny.
what is happening? Like, go play in the sewer. It's fun down there.
I didn't notice what they were talking about. I just noticed
The first
whenever
time it
she
was on
told him to
television.
kill him.
Yeah. I don't remember whose TV's up.
I don't either, but...
What about the mom of the
Yeah, the mom with the little
placebo
kid.
Like,
the...
she was crazy.
What is that?
The future doctor.
Yeah, what's it called when you're afraid of agoraphobic? The agoraphobic lady or whatever?
She was nuts.
She was a little
She
bit.
was.
She was mentally disturbed. For
I think
sure.
she was trying to make him
Electric
scared,
car,
too.
So cover a little bit of the history. It appears that every 27 years, it
Comes
out
to
to
feed.
I bet you the book goes into, like...
It probably does go into some detail.
Because I feel like I'm missing some things. Like,
Yeah.
why? What's significant about 27?
Well, yeah, 27 years he comes out to feed. Maybe he was 27 years old when he died, or
I like
became what
it.
he was.
I will say yes.
Just sounds fun. So every 27 years he comes out to feed in what appears to extend his immortality. Because at the climax of the film, he appears to be defeated, if you will.
Yeah.
Appears being the key word.
Yes.
Because they also said this is chapter 1 of the
Yeah,
book.
chapter 1 of It, at the end of the movie. So when you get to the end, you'll see that.
I wonder if this is only part of the book.
It could be.
I wish you'd remember the first movie better.
I wish I did too. What's interesting about this is that they had made the pact about coming back when they're older. And if they do revisit that with older actors, I think it's not going to be as good. Just to throw that out there.
They should actually wait like
It'll probably
15
just be
years and
a
use the
bunch
same
more
actor.
kids.
Well, I think they would have to wait 27 years. So maybe 27 years from now, we'll be watching It Chapter 2. Be a long time to wait. It'll be funny though. But
Every 27 years they make it. When did they make the last one? Was it 27 years ago?
I don't know.
That would be clever.
I feel like that's legit. I don't know that for sure, but I feel like that
Sounds
is.
good, right?
Sounds good.
I like it. And one thing, like, to go through, there's a lot of moments that are very intense. The one that got me the most, that had me the most excited, if you will, was when he came out of the screen from the projector, and he just kept projecting, and I was like, and then he was like, because, you know, we both knew he's going to not be there in one of the shots.
Right.
And then he's going to be out of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of him just being out of the screen in the human size that he was throughout
He was
the
a
film,
giant.
he was huge.
That was a fun scene.
And that was the one that got me the most out of all the intense moments. That was the one that just was like, oh, he's huge, I don't like it. So, that was my moment.
What was the one boy's fear that got ate by the long-faced person?
That long
the
faced
painting.
person was the
That was
painting.
his fear? Was
Yeah.
the painting?
It was
That-
the painting. That's why
She
he covered
looked
his
freaky.
face. He
I'd
covered
be-
his face. when he was in the
Oh, okay.
office.
Yeah.
That's where it was pulled from.
What
So
a
anyway.
funny fear.
So a whole big gang of kids figure out that if they stay together, they may be able to defeat the clown. And as fate would have it, the movie, they succeed. And they defeat the clown. So not really there too much to it there. I mean, but you know,
I
just-
thought for sure this movie is going to end with
All
those
of them
kids
dead.
dying. I really, from the get-go, I was like, "Oh, this is going to suck. All these kids are going to die. Like, I had no hope for it. So that was a very pleasant ending for me that they
Good.
succeeded.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Because this movie was stressful enough for me, as it was. But the fact that there was kind of a happy ending was nice.
Let's talk about the brother facing his fear of losing his little brother, which
That
is
was
from the
such-
opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
And it was touching. He got to make his peace, but they don't even like that kid didn't even struggle. Like in movies when it's adults trying to make that decision, they never pull the trigger. Homeboy's like,
But you're not my brother.
I'm dealing you down. Like, I'm going to say my piece, I'm going to move on, and now you did. But the racism in the movie was pretty rough, too, because the bully wasn't just a bully. He didn't like the black dude.
Right.
He singled them out.
He's so twisted. When you were right though, when he's carving, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
to carve into human flesh.
I was like, wait, what is he doing? He's going to carve his name into his stomach.
Yeah.
By the way, health tip of the day. If you have an H carved into your stomach,
don't
go swim in the quarry the next day. Like, that is not a good idea.
Oh, well, speaking of quarry, since we're kind of getting in that direction, I forgot to mention, in the clown room, it's going to make me think about it, but I was going to say it earlier. But in the clown room, they made a cameo appearance of the original It movie on the picture on the wall.
Right.
So that was fun. Another thing that I found that was just a small continuity issue is the rate in which the fat kid healed was kind of a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Because when he got to the quarry, which he said, didn't he say tomorrow we're going to go to the quarry?
Right.
And then the fat kid only had a bandage on his tummy and a small scratch on his chin.
He was kind of tore up when they met him in the...
Yeah, it was very tore up.
Yeah.
And then it was just his chin and the patch on his tummy where the H would be underneath. But then, the next scene...
He didn't have anything on his face.
They ain't no scratches on his face.
Nothing.
Like, it was just done.
Yeah, I noticed that.
The same day. Like, there was no days in between.
Because he swam in the quarry.
His
whole rinsed it all away, yeah.
It must have been a really, really good quarry. Lots of minerals in there. A little bulletproof quarry.
A bulletproof.
Hashtag bulletproof.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Hashtag Cinemark sponsor us.
Or warm.
Hashtag wifey went.
I wish your wife would have went to this one.
Oh my gosh, my wife would have hated this movie. Like, absolutely hated.
I did enjoy the movie, and I would watch the second chapter.
I would too.
We might actually have to wait 27 years because I did fact check.
It
came out in
1990.
1990.
So it's 27 years ago.
That's
the movie
what they
came
played
out.
off of.
That's
I don't know if
fun.
that's part of the book or anything, but they use that. And
Did you find out what date? Did it launch on the same date?
I don't have any idea.
Because that's kind of fun too. If it literally was 27 years, that'd be kind of fun.
It says TV miniseries. Was it a TV?
I don't know.
Well, the TV miniseries aired.
But while we're talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and actually give the movie a rating. And I would give you a yellow light if you're sensitive to horror films in general. Beyond that, though, the movie itself was great. I really enjoyed it. So I'm a green light. Legit. Green light movie.
You do it by red light, green light, yellow light?
Yeah, because we're the Stoplight Spoilers.
Oh, I give it a green light.
All right.
It was good.
You saw Annabelle this week. How do you compare it, Victoria?
What would you give it?
I gave Annabelle a red light.
Oh, ouch.
We don't do
It gets
that
a
big.
green, and she gives Annabelle a red.
I give it a green light, and I don't care if you are scared of clowns. Still go see it. I went and saw it for you, so you can go see it for your friends.
There you go. I like that. Numerically, I mean, it's up there. It's so hard to take anything away from the movie. Story-wise,
no, I think it was solid. I think the zombie in the library scene, I just chuckled with, because of its movements just seemed so... Obviously, it's not real because it's feeding off his fear, right?
Yeah.
But it was just... Like, I think if I was in the library, I might laugh if I saw this thing coming at me.
Right.
It was just so choppy.
Oh, talking about that, adults can't see the effects of what the clown's doing.
The bloody bathroom.
So the bloody bathroom, let's talk about her. She went Bloody Mary, like in Carrie, just went crazy. The whole thing full of blood everywhere. Dad doesn't see it. Like, wow, that was bonkers. Obviously, he saw it in real life because he was acting in a room that was covered in red. But it was just good. Then the fact that every one of the other kids saw this in the bathroom and cleaned it up. Like, that was the start of them really conquering the fear of this thing. They're like, we should clean this up. You know, it's interesting.
You know what I thought would have been a really cool idea? Because the one kid, while they're in the cave, got thrown up on, is covered in whatever.
Yeah.
Because that was part of his fear, right?
Yeah.
So I think when the clown died, the effects of the clown should have disappeared. So, like, that should have faded away in my head. Like, things like...
I got you. No, I see the fear of it. It should have went away. So that does bring me back, though, to you. Like, what happened to all the floating children that descended? I took it...
Were there corpses?
There were corpses.
Everywhere?
That's what I imagined. But it was in fact, or in a way to give those families closure, if you will. All the missing bodies no longer are missing. So...
And I'm fine with that. I just didn't know where they went.
Yeah, I get you. You just have to imagine it yourself.
Like, because they cut scene to showing them, and I was like, just show some bodies, like, starting to lay on the ground gently or something.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been crazier, because he died so quickly, if they just started raining bodies everywhere. That would have been so awful for those kids.
The way that the parents acted, though, like the bloody bathroom and when the kid finally found out that his mom was giving him placebos, like the way that she was like she looked at him like, you know, and then the dad was like, I don't see any blood. What are you talking about? Like, it made me feel like they did know about it, that this stuff was happening. I don't know. It was just.
I don't think so, but it is an interesting thought.
Well, it does seem like the people in this town are bonkers. Anyway.
Yes, absolutely. Because there isn't an adult in the movie, other than maybe the librarian, that's sane. She wasn't weird. She wasn't off her rocker. I guess, too, the black kid's uncle, was that what it was? He wasn't too crazy either. So there was a couple, but all the parents... For the most part.
The town was really strange.
And they talk about it. I mean, the fat kid, when he comes in, the new kid on the block, if you will.
Yeah.
He comes in and...
brings us statistics.
And all that. So, his little crush on her was cute. And her protecting him was cute. Like, it was just a lot of fun.
Is it weird that I kind of wanted them to...
I know, me too.
Be the romantic thing and not...
Yeah.
The big kid gets the woman.
Yeah, they definitely singled him out because he was fat.
Little big me wanted him to get the girl.
Yeah.
He wrote the post. He brought her out of trance with a kiss.
Yeah.
And then the other kid gets her?
The other kid gets her.
That's so jacked up.
I guess he's hotter. I don't know.
But...
Say your line, Victoria. Oh, that's going to be your sign-off.
Take it.
Yes. Everyone, from now on, you're going to say that when we sign off.
But, yeah, I think definitely go see it. I enjoyed it. It was a bit intense. I wouldn't want to watch movies like this regularly, but...
If I didn't put a number on it, 8 or 9 sounds good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'll give it the same.
I have a bit of a headache from all the jumping and clenching and...
The stress.
But it was a good movie.
It was pretty stressful.
We're going to have to go take some, like... I don't know.
Word of advice.
Charcoal.
Glutamine or something.
Word of advice. You go into this movie, consider it a comical movie, and then the scary parts won't be quite as scary.
It's more suspenseful.
Yeah.
It was.
But super funny.
It was.
Terribly scary.
The big clown, though, it got me. I was like, whew, that was intense. That was camping. All right, well, for this week, this is Jake, and I'll see you next week.
This is Isaiah, and I'm out.
Take it.
Perfect.
Hashtag sponsor us.